What's good? It's Casper. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the movie Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 is a 1999 film. It's rated G and it's 1 hour and 32 minutes. Directed by John Lasseter. Here we are, Toy Story 2. This movie came out 4 years after the first one, and very cool that it wasn't too long of a wait. A lot of the babies are becoming kids, and then a lot of the kids are still, becoming that young teenager. So good timing on trying to continue this Toy Story franchise. A lot of the magic from the first one is brought to the second one. The whole cast is back for this second one. All the true stuff, all the stuff that kept that storyline very consistent is still in this one. Toy Story 1 had a great storyline. Toy Story 2, another great storyline as well. Not only is the storyline great in this movie, the animations are way more enhanced. As soon as this movie starts, you can tell that they are not playing around at all. They're making this adventurous and more eye-appealing to anybody who's watching this movie. The whole animation in this movie is just an absolute night and day difference from the first one. A lot of the stuff in this movie is all added bonuses. The storyline, like I said, is an added bonus after finishing the first one. Being able to do a great storyline after a great first movie is very rare. And this storyline is almost as equal and as strong, even better than the first one. I'll say in my opinion, that's how great this second one is. Seeing the animations as well, you can see here, this was like a fun-filled type of project with a lot of the stuff that is a huge difference from the first one, especially the soundtrack. And the soundtrack in the first one, Randy Newman had bangers on the first one, and this one right here, the first Toy Story, was such an iconic, gravitating movie for everyone to love that they had to bring Randy Newman's "You Got a Friend in Me" into the second one, but not fully to its full extent, like him singing it. It's just that vibe. It was just a great vibe in that first one. They brought it in here, added other musicians, added other people to this soundtrack, this Toy Story 2 soundtrack. While this movie flows, the storyline and the soundtrack, crazy how both of those things together, you feel that impact like absolutely wild. When I'm watching this again, I'm like, wow, look how strong this storyline is for almost every character. That's a huge plus in this movie. Absolutely awesome. Talking about that, they're adding new characters to this movie that's just making this whole crazy wild ride of Toy Story absolutely even more better. Being able to add a character like Bullseye, Jesse, and adding Prospector to this whole ride, great idea. And man, just phenomenal ideas behind the scenes that I just applaud. There is one spot in this movie where I did notice the editing was a little off when they're trying to save Jesse from being sent to Japan. Notice this moment, but it's not the craziest thing, where Buzz and Slinky are a crew and then the whole other crew are doing their thing, going one direction. When Slinky gets caught up with one of the packages, I noticed that when he gets dragged going the other way from Buzz, we don't really see what happened to Slinky when that happens. He just shows up back with the crew. That was something that stood out to me right away, because I was like, dang, what happened to Slinky? This whole storyline in Toy Story is so deep that I'm like, any character who gets hurt, any character who does become lost or stolen, you feel for these characters. That's how great the minds of Toy Story really are. Toy Story 2 storyline is super awesome. In this one, Woody gets stolen by a toy collector, and it makes Buzz and the whole gang go on a whole rescue mission to bring him home. And along the way, Woody discovers that his old past was pretty popular. He was a pretty famous toy figure. Now he has to decide if he wants to stay with his new friends in a museum or return back to Andy and go back to the life that he knows. That's the storyline in this one. It sounds awesome. It sounds crazy, and it just puts me in that perspective of like hearing the ideas to make this second movie. Being able to go to the introduction in the first one and getting the vibe of seeing who these characters are, and then going to this second one, mind blowing. The fact they're able to come up with this, a growth style movie, and you see it with the characters, and you even have the aliens in this movie as well, which out of nowhere surprise you, because everyone in this movie, everyone in Toy Story is such an attractive character. You know, when a new one shows up or when the OGs show up, you're just happy to see that they showed up on screen again. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen are back as Woody and Buzz. It was just awesome to see this performance again, just because of how natural this one felt. A lot of the consistency was still there. A lot of the stuff that made that vibe feel super real was just awesome thing to see as well. The fact that this was a sequel, it just made this whole adventure super fun. So I'm just glad that they were back and voice acting them. All the stuff from the first movie of it being fun, emotional, being very connected to these characters, were definitely back again with Woody and Buzz. Definitely stood out a lot more in this movie. I love their lines. I love the jokes. I just love just the overall growth of seeing each character, especially Buzz as well, seeing that he saw his toy version of himself finally. That was just a very hilarious perspective. And then also with Woody as well, being able just to see how he was kind of in what Buzz's shoes was in the first one, and to see him handle that in this one, very, very wild. Supporting cast: Don Rickles as Mr. Potato Head, Jim Varney as Slinky, and Wallace Shawn as Rex also shine in this movie. Just are people who keep shining those characters absolutely to the max. Those are just fun, lovable characters. New characters just bring a crazy whole different vibe in here. It's like an extra charm to the Toy Story franchise. Joanne Cusack as Jessie, that performance is just very energetic. You can see a lot of the females would definitely relate to her character. Heartfelt personality. Her story in this movie is just like, whoa, you definitely feel where she's coming from in this movie. Bullseye was a character that just added more humor to the movie, even though he doesn't say anything. He added some more heart to the movie. Having the prospector in this movie, he was like a tricky character because he does look hilarious. Voice acted by Kesley Grammer. Added that right amount of like confusion in this movie where like, is he on the good side or is he on the bad side? Awesome performance either way by all of them. Adding all of them just made this world feel a lot more alive, more bigger, kept everything more engaging, where anything that they do after each scene, you just want to know what's gonna happen next. Everything you loved from the first film, and it just expands with bigger laughs, bigger heartfelt moments, iconic characters. Every toy is still out there on those toy store shelves. Watching this movie just brought me back to those PC gaming days where I was actually playing the Toy Story game and seeing Al Toys Barn. Very, very cool to see. Also, another cool thing to see when you finish this movie and you see the credits, they should keep doing with more of these movies, is the bloopers. I thought the bloopers at the end of the movie absolutely made me laugh, kind of like adult humor in a way. Whoa, they're making those characters like super, super realistic. It just made me want to go to the next chapter into the Toy Story world, which is Toy Story 3. Really cool to see Zurg in this movie. Very, very random. It was just that randomness that I thought it was just an awesome thing to put in this movie. I would love to know, do you guys have a favorite character? Do you guys have a favorite scene in this movie? My favorite scenes in this movie was definitely when Woody gets, you know, reshaped up by that older dude who cleans him up. That scene is super classic and super fascinating to look at. Smooth, smooth, smooth. And also another scene is when the whole crew, Buzz, Mr. Potato Head, Slinky, everybody, Rex, is trying to cross the street. That was just something in this movie that just reminded me of my younger self playing the PC games. Seeing Al as well in this movie just made me laugh because now seeing more facts about this movie and seeing a lot more of the behind the scenes things. Very crazy how Al, that character, is inspired by a real life guy that looks exactly like him. Don't know his name, but I thought that was actually an interesting thing that a real dude out there looks like Al. Very, very hilarious. Definitely number 1 and 2 all-time classics. After my watching the movie Toy Story 2 out of 10, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 10 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie Toy Story 2. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.